Ogita Fort's football journey is at a crossroads. At just 17, the Barcelona fullback is hailed as one of the brightest defensive prospects in Spain, yet he's watching most games from the bench while others claim his spot. Now, the club is preparing a bold move, sending him on loan to Mallorca, where a starting role awaits. It's a high-stakes decision that could fast-track his career or reshape his future at Camp Nou entirely. This isn't just about one player's season. It's about Barcelona's vision, their youth policy, and the razor-thin line between potential and proven success. Hector Fort's name has been whispered in Barcelona's corridors for years, long before most fans had even seen him touch the ball for the first team. A La Masia graduate with an exceptional reading of the game, pace to match, and a maturity far beyond his age, Fort was pegged early on as a future starter for Barcelona's senior side. Coaches and scouts saw in him the kind of defensive intelligence and composure that could anchor the right flank for the next decade. Yet, despite all this promise, Fort's immediate reality is far less glamorous. He's spending most match days on the bench, watching others stake their claim in the same position he dreams of owning. Barcelona's depth at right back has turned from a blessing into a barrier for the young defender. Jules Koundé, trusted by Hansi Flick for his consistency and defensive solidity, is the established starter. Behind him, Eric Garcia, long seen as primarily a central defender, has surprised many by excelling in a more versatile role, offering the manager additional tactical flexibility. For Fort, the equation is simple but painful. No matter how sharp he looks in training, the minutes just aren't there. Initially, the club's plan seems straightforward. Keep Fort close, let him train daily alongside Koundé, learn the nuances of top-level football, and gradually integrate him into the matchday rotation. But football is a game of form and opportunity, and Dietia's resurgence at fullback has shifted the picture. Every week that passes without meaningful playing time is a week of halted development. Barcelona's sporting department knows that for a player this young, those minutes are everything. Without them, progress stalls, confidence wavers, and that early momentum can fade away. That's why the conversation has turned toward a loan not as a punishment or a step back, but as a calculated leap forward. The club remains adamant that Fort is not for sale. He's considered a vital piece of Barcelona's long-term defensive puzzle. But the thinking is clear. To one day command the right flank at Camp Nou, he first needs to prove he can do it week in and week out in La Liga. Enter Mallorca, a club whose ambitions align neatly with Barcelona's needs. With Pablo Maffei expected to depart, there's a ready-made vacancy for a quick, intelligent, and hard-working right-back. More importantly, Mallorca have a recent history of collaborating with Barcelona in the loan market. The move that sent Pablo Torre to the island club strengthened the relationship between the two sides, and it's exactly that goodwill that could smooth the path for Fort's arrival. In Mallorca, he wouldn't just be another squad option. He'd be competing for a guaranteed starting role, facing the same attackers he would in a Barcelona shirt, but with the space to make and learn from mistakes without the same level of scrutiny. For Fort, the rewards of such a move are obvious. Regular football, the chance to adapt to the pace and physicality of La Liga, and the ability to refine his defensive instincts against seasoned opposition. For Barcelona, it's a way to keep their investment growing, ensuring that when he returns, he's ready to push for the starting 11, not just a spot on the bench, but every opportunity comes with risk. A loan can fast-track a player's career, but it can also expose weaknesses that weren't apparent in the protected environment of a top club. Fort will need to adapt quickly to a new dressing room, a different style of play, and the pressure of performing for a side with its own goals and survival battles. And then there's the question of competition. If Koundé and Garcia both continue to thrive at right-back, will there be room for Fort when he returns? This move is about more than just one season. It's a statement about how Barcelona handle their emerging talents in a squad packed with established stars. It's an acknowledgement that even the most gifted prospects need more than training ground sessions to bridge the gap to regular first-team football. And it's a reminder that in the modern game, development isn't always a straight line. It's about making the right turns at the right time. Hector Fort's leap from the Camp Nou bench to a potential starting role at Mallorca is a gamble that could define the next stage of his career. If it pays off, Barcelona may find themselves with a more polished, battle-tested defender ready to slot straight into their future plans. If it doesn't, it will raise uncomfortable questions about whether the club's approach to nurturing young talent needs a rethink. For now, the move hangs in the balance, with both clubs fine-tuning the detail. But one thing is certain, for Hector Fort, the coming months could be the most important of his young career, a chance to turn potential into performance, and a proving ground that may determine whether his future lies as a starter under the Camp Nou lights, or as another promising name who never quite made the leap.